when I texted you, I was like, damn, I need to talk to someone, but I don't know if I want to ask anyone. Like, I don't feel like talking. And then and I was like, you know what? I'm stuck. I'm freaking lazing around in this house. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, and then someone hit me up. I was like, oh, play games. I was like, okay. So I played games.
I see.
For like 2 hours. I was like, yeah. We went up break, and then like he had to go work, and I was like, okay. And I laid in bed again, and I was doing nothing. I was really looking through Crunchyroll. I was like, where's the next episode? But then I was like, they took a break for a week because like the whole New Year's and stuff. I was like, damn. I was looking forward to the episode because that's all I do on this day.
I see.
And I had nothing to do, and then my cousin came over. I was still lazing around in my bed. Finally got up at like 1:30 to get out of my bed. So I literally sat there laying down for like a couple hours doing nothing. I was like, what the heck? And I feel like these days are just gonna keep going on. So like that's why I'm like, and I started and I was just looking at videos, like Gary videos and stuff. I was like, alright, this is all I'm gonna do because I'm like, I had nothing else to do. And like I was just watching streamers stream, and I was watching like gamers play games, and I was like, oh, how do I get better at this? Because I'm doing nothing, so I might as well watch videos of someone that's doing good at it. So, but that was game wise. So, and then I was like just doing nothing, and like if no one hits me up, I have nothing. And I'm like, what the heck? I need to do something. But I should start working out and all that stuff after like a couple more weeks, I think. Because my arm, they said I could start doing it. So I think that's gonna be something that occupies me in the mornings now because I'm gonna go with Buchet. Because Buchet probably will help me with that. So then I have my morning occupied after that, but like I just don't know. So like the whole school thing, like taking a break and all that stuff, like if I'm thinking this hard within like 2 weeks off of school, I don't know what a whole semester or a year can do. All that stuff. So
it's been a year, right, or a semester?
It's only been a semester in school.
Okay.
Yeah, I even went to talk to Minglada, and like I don't know.
She just had to switch to something, right?
Huh?
Did she say to like switch to something?
No, she like, she kind of said like how she was like related to, like in a way, like how like she like sports and stuff, and like she needs to have that activity in her life. But like sometimes like she doesn't have time for it, and she just like craves it. And it's kind of hard. But like she said like, but you also need to have that balance, which is also true. And like she said I should just she said that looking at me and looking at the test that you have taken, because you apparently like answered it correctly, because you kept sending me tests like just to test what you like and all that stuff, and like what you could match up with, like those like jobs stuff, like when you're confused. So then I got matched up with engineering and stuff, and then so he said like she was just giving me advice, but also like trying to trying to relate as well. But like she just told me to continue what I was doing, because it seemed like I was like liking it to a degree, but like not as much as like doing sports and all that stuff and having fun. So yeah. But then if I feel like if I talk to my parents or talk to my aunts and stuff, I feel like it'd be like dumb. I feel like they would look at it as dumb in a way. Like taking that semester off or like a year off, or like I feel like I would get emotional just saying like I need to take a year off because like I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm going for. Yeah, because like I don't know, like stressing out over something that you don't know if you want to do kind of sounds kind of time consuming, but also kind of wasteful in money wise and all that stuff, because like loans and all that stuff is already still like up there.
Okay.
What else is there? Yeah, and I've just been hanging out with a new group of friends. Well, like not new, but like people that I knew before. Like, but like I didn't hang out with them for a while, and then like they just invited me because like I mean they were always like good friends. So like I just wanted to hang out with them, and then like I just started hanging out with them a little bit more, just to like occupy time, but also because I like hanging out with them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna say is, if you want to take notes at any point, that's cool too.
Mhm.
If you want to retain information.
Yeah.
So
My phone. That's the only.
the way that you feel now is the way a lot of people feel.
Mhm.
There's so many things, and I've talked about all these things before. So that's why I just want to like make sure you retain certain things or have notes to look back on, because it helps people whenever they have stuff with me. So the biggest thing is that you don't have a purpose, or you don't. I don't actually believe in that. I don't. It's. I feel more. You're not connected to your purpose.
Mhm.
So you do a visual. It's like you have yourself. Then your purpose is always going to be up here, and then everything else is just noise. And that's your ceiling. So this is all you hear.
Mhm.
This is here though. So it's just that you're not. It's instead of being connected, it's like a break, and that's most people. So when you fear all the stuff that you fear more than you feel like your purpose is important, that's not good. So I'll give you an example. I literally think about everyone in worse situations, including you.
Mhm.
So in my head, you're in a worse situation than me. If I was caught up in my own world, if I was confused like you, I wouldn't be able to be here to help you at all.
Yeah.
I could not be of service. I would be just as lost and confused. So because I feel so strongly connected to my purpose, I don't care what everyone thinks about what I'm doing, because it's like, well, Pirak needs help.
Mhm.
That's important to me because that's part of my purpose. So whatever you think, I'm not gonna put that over my purpose. So when it's Audrey or you or Kyle or Leah or my mom, people that I've played influences on, that's more important to me. I know I can do that. I'm connected to that.
Yeah.
So when they say, oh, you're not in school, doesn't have a certain job or whatever, you pick. And it's like, oh, well, this is more important to me. So whatever you think I should do is not right. So that's just like the basics of things. So basically at the end of the day, you want to eventually find your purpose. And how to usually find it is playing with your passion. One of my favorite sayings that I learned this year was that your passion is for you and your purpose is for others. And there are layers to it. In life, there's the thing called the 3-circle theory. There is level 1, basic, that you're taught, and being stuck in it and being confused. Level 2 is when you finally get to self-development, putting yourself first, love, whatever. And then as that's happening, you naturally progress to level 3. And that's just how it is. And most people are stuck here. So when you think about it, the way, if you were to look at, like if there were two of you, there's you like living here and then like someone inflicting all that pain, you're not treating yourself well. Because your soul, you're not happy. You're putting that onto yourself. That's not nice. So there's a lack of those things. There's no self-love. There's no, because if you loved yourself, if it's like the same way that you like love a puppy or like you love someone else, you want the best for them, you try to do your best, whatever, but you're not showing that to yourself. So you're taking a beating.
Yeah.
That's why you want to be able to move from here to here, which is why I always push this a lot, because most people are stuck here. So in order to get anywhere in life, you really have to focus on yourself. So when you take that break, it gives you the time that you need at least. So I say like compromise like at least a year is good, because it's scary. And I wrote, okay, this is different advice too. So you don't have to be in the business of convincing people of what you're doing. You can just say, like, I need time off. Like, you just need time to figure things out. Figure it out. 0 explanation to anybody. When you can do that, and it's hard because people are gonna want to have all these stupid, and you can listen. That's the thing. It's like, because Justin did this. He did a lot of back and forth. and he quickly realized that he couldn't stand for his own opinions, and he was always confused. But eventually he grew to be someone who could stand for himself. But the reason why I say this is because you don't have to be because the thing is, you're young, and even if you do pull examples of like, oh, well, this person did that, and like see like they can do it or whatever, that takes a lot of mental preparation, a lot of confidence in what you're saying, things to back it up and all that. People are just not going to believe you. People don't care what you say. People are already convinced what they think is best for you. That's what I'm saying. So you're not in the business of trying to change people's minds. That's not your game. Your game, what's more important than trying to think up all these things to say, is just taking time off and doing what you need to do. So action will always be more of, like, you don't need convincing them is not going to change anything. Trying to won't change anything. So mostly everyone has their minds made up already, right? So that's why that's not important. So when you take the time off, don't think about the arguments that you need to come up with in order to prove your point. Just do what you need to do. Have less opinions that you feel like are not, like that energy that you know is there of like, oh, pressure, or like this person makes me nervous, or they're not gonna help me, and you know who those people are in your head. Yeah. You don't have to give them answers. If at the very least it's like if I'm good, I'm figuring it out. I don't want to talk about it because I'm learning, and you already have your mind made up. Like, I just need I need time off. Okay. And that's a really good mindset to have long term, very long term, or else you're always going to feel like you have to prove yourself to people. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's a fundamental skill that you want. Yeah. You don't have to tell people, oh, well, I'm going to build this thing, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to, like, no, it's just, you're going to do what you're going to do, and people will see the results. That's what it is. Yeah. And there's a concept that I push a lot to people because people do this to themselves. There's you, then you have your thoughts that just naturally flow into your brain, and then you have like this guy, like a fucking gun that points at the thoughts, and then it transfers over to this person, and then it scrambles all this. So what that means is you have a thought. It's like if you just sit there, a thought's probably going to come by. You're going to be like, a thought. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have an opinion on it. That's a waste of time. That's practice. And I started to learn that more this year. I was like, oh, that's what people do. I'm like, oh, don't punish yourself for having a thought or something you did in the past like that. That is a waste of time because it doesn't change anything. Yeah. It's just an opinion that you have. You're like, oh, like if you're home and you're lounging and you're doing all these things and you're like, Pirak, why are you being so stupid? That is a thought on top of a thought. You're judging your actions or your thought. That's probably a little confusing, but you'll notice it when it's usually when you beat yourself up for having a certain thing cross your mind. Well, that's just like a little life tip thing, because it takes away a lot of stress. Because you had said, you don't need to know what you want. Oh, I said that. Okay, because like, oh, you don't know what you want. That's cool. So you can say like, oh, I don't know what I want. But then if you add some bullshit on it, or if someone's like, oh, like this kid's a dumbass, he doesn't know what he wants. Like that's you talk. Like if you say that to yourself, or like it's bad that I don't know what I want. It's not bad that you don't know what you want. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to have an opinion about it. Yeah. The fact is you just don't know what you want. But someone teaches you that it's bad to not know what you want. You understand? Yeah. So when you can let that out, it's just you start taking thoughts as just like pieces of information. You're just taking facts now of whatever those things are without having an opinion. Okay. So you don't. Okay. So I always say everyone knows what they want. So you do know what you want. It's here. It's just not practical. Okay. Some people really have a hard time identifying what it is that they want. But you do know what you want. It's always been there. You just have to be willing to deal with all the ramifications that come with wanting what you want. That's it. So it's just hard. So what I say, because I'm the practical guy, right? Because that's the thing I try to help people become more confident and give them a little more cushion, because it's like, if it's just very simple, it's like, oh Peter, what would you do if you could do whatever full time? Like, oh, play sports. That is so simple, and it's so practical. It's so like, oh yeah. And the thing is, if that's all you can see first, that's good. And then people are gonna be like, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? People are gonna do that. I'm not that person. But now, because I've become more mature and more wise, I do add that to the conversation. But the thing is that everyone's advice right now is obviously making you feel like this. It's not a good place to be. And you don't even feel like you're going anywhere. You know, you have no purpose, you don't know what you're doing. And you, at least you know, they're like, oh, it's going to be a waste of money and changing directions, whatever. So it's like, oh, that is crazy. Okay. So if we get practical, so you figure out what you love to do. And this is, I really wrote a blog about this. So this is called Plan A. It's the only thing. It's the only thing. So, and I'm still studying intuition. But the thing that screams loudest to you, and for some people it's more than one thing. Actually, Plan A. I'll get into intuition. Is number 1. Brain is number 2. That's not true. Intuition and like spirit. Number 3 is your brain. Usually I just talk about intuition and brain, but intuition is like having, it's like your heart, but then you have a tie to spirit. It's a real thing. And then after it's your brain, and we live like this. This is wrong. That's why we feel fucked up. So you have to go back to this. So it's you do know what your desires are. And here's the thing, people. So we're in a certain society, and they tell you to have, again, money, home, car, education, family. Great. Practical stuff. It's not a horrible thing. People believe, everyone thinks that's a good thing. They are great things. However, no one talks about mental clarity, being balanced, not in this sense, holistically. Lada missed that when she said balance. Knowing how to deal with your emotions. The power of the breath. In monk school, you're taught about breath before the alphabet and numbers. Meditation. Food. Health. Movement. That's why everyone's pulling muscles and breaking themselves. Like we do nothing to study the human body. Like how you function, what's inside of you, your thoughts. We do everything on the outside that have nothing to do with us. And so when these all start to become a problem, get drugged up, we spend hella money. That's why it's backwards, it's wrong, it's imbalanced. The true balance is you can have both. I value this more than I value this, because when this is right, when you have all of this correct and your heart or whatever, dude, like the reason why people are a lot of the people that you know and all this stuff, like high maintenance, always wanting attention, all that kind of stuff. So this is because all this is wrong. So people's maintenance and how much they need all of this, they feel like the answer to their problems is all of this, and that becomes so big. It's like you have to make $100,000 basically, or whatever. But when you get this all right, that number goes down to like 20, because you start to understand. The thing is, like, you start to become the people that are like, oh, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need this, I don't need that, because I'm grateful. Like you can say it and you can feel it in your bones. I'm smart enough to maneuver through my life and I'll always be okay. People who don't know this and feel like this is the answer, that's why they're always just like, if I don't have this and this and that, like I'm gonna have a panic attack or this and that. But then when you get this correct, you could be homeless, you could have nothing but have it figured out. And that means your cost of living, your everything, your maintenance level goes really, really down. You need to get this right first for yourself, and then think later about a family and relationships and stuff, because everyone thinks about that too much. Like I need a family, that. Wrong, in my opinion. Like from a biased, I'm gonna say biased opinion, because I don't. From life has taught me that I'm not right all the time.
Yeah.
So my intuition is right, but my wisdom is not. So my biased point of view is to focus a lot on this. Does that mean you should pay zero attention to this? No. It just means that this is not, it's undervalued. So I remember writing and I was saying, like, you know, while everyone else spend time going to school and doing this and that and that, and I look at everyone has like, they have mental issues. Everyone has certain things that they're angry about, sad about, all these things that affect their family. And then everyone is greedy. Like, yeah, you might be generous with your family, but what about everybody else? Like, you have enough for the world. But the thing is, their cost of living is so high, and they think they need all that, when really they need all this.
Yeah.
So the whole getting to, when you do this properly, when you do this, and so we develop so much, your cost of living goes down. You don't need as much money because you figured it out already, and you learn how to navigate. You start networking properly. You become more loving with people. You get more opportunities, resources, and stuff. So everyone does backwards. And I'm like a prime example of that. Okay. So plan A. There's nothing outside of plan A. So it's not all or nothing, and like I'm taking risk at all and whatever. No, I'm practical. Some people do that, but so it's figure out the thing that you like and the thing that you think you want to do around the thing that you like. So if it's literally just play sport, you're like, okay. Then you can go backwards. A lot of professional business killers who are good at business, you go into a business. So my marketing teacher was like this. She's like, she goes into a business, she sees everything that's going on, and then she works backwards. So she creates the final plan, her exit plan, and then she goes backwards, builds it, and then when she finishes making the company into what she saw that was going to happen, she leaves the company. She loves that. That's her passion. And she's a professor at Middlesex, and then she does stuff at Suffolk University. This was a long time ago. I don't know what else she's doing, but she was the most raw, real, brutal, honest teacher I've ever had. And I remember her for all the main lessons that she taught in marketing and how fucked up that world is. But okay, so that means picture your ending in a sense, or like the ideal, and not ending where you're dying, but like ideal of like, this is at this point I'm living the life exactly the way I want. Okay, and then so with school it's like that too, because you have the career. Then how do I get there? You go to school. So you worked backwards already. You're like, I saw it. I have to go to school. I have to get good grades. I'm done. So it's the same thing. I want to play sport. Well, how? There's no structure necessarily to do that long term. So you have to figure out, okay, well, what? Let's look at the best players in the world. What do they have and whatnot? So you learn from the best, and then you educate yourself. Plan B and C are like, so I'll start with C. C is it's balancing. So just like, so money, and then hustle and mindset. This is the bottom of the bottom. This is where everyone starts. Everyone does it wrong though. So have enough to know what your means of living is. Find out what you think you need. That means you educate yourself a little bit. So this is the part where you get practical. You're like, okay, how much I need to live, and then also like, okay, what about savings of any kind, or taxes, or insurance, whatever. You can think about that. Like, okay, now I know what it is. I know what that number is. I know what I'm going to do financially. This is the part where I'll suck it out, and you could find different career paths and stuff. It could be nothing. It could be just like a useless job, but maybe not. Then the hustle is education, true education. Learn about resources and tools. Really learn about them. And then self-development. So this is not what we do in this society. We just do this. Suck it up and make money. We get the education through this, but a lot of times it doesn't correlate to the career. Not everyone. But yeah. And this is another part of the picture. Self-development, like no one fucking cares about that. We're doing everything wrong. We should be working out more. we should be getting more exercise and eating nutrition. We're doing it all wrong. So that's why our society is sick as fuck and everyone gets heart diseases and cancer and we just die. Okay, so that's why you know what's wrong. I'm not going to perpetuate and live in a system that's wrong. So plan C is the bottom of the barrel. It's very basic. Figure out how much you need to work. Figure out what you know you want to do. Very easy. The vision, plan A. Map your behavior towards that. You learn from the best. I learn from the best. Those are your teachers. They exist. You can get all their secrets. And then you start finding more practical people who are like giving you the ins and outs and everything. Get the education. You need some education. So the education in terms of... So education comes in two forms. The thing in itself, the skill, what you need to do. It's like Keone and Mari. Oh, what do they do? Like, what's the process of being all these great choreographers and stuff? So it's a cool comparison because it's like it's also athletic. It's like, oh, okay, so they release a lot of content. They're teaching a lot, and then they release the video on like, you know, if they don't take care of their bodies, it's a dying body, whatever. And it's like, oh, they eat well, they do this. So you're like, okay, those are all the practical things that make a sustained great person, and how many hours they put in, what kind of drills they do, whatever. That is obvious. I know you could figure that out. It'd be easy for you. You'd be really passionate about that. And the other side that most people don't do, and because everyone's stupid, is tools. Tools, resources, networking, all that stuff, right? This will be the reason you have confidence. This will give you confidence in a way of dominating what you do. But see, that's the thing. You have confidence in sports, but you have nothing to back that. You have nothing around it. That's why you're not going for it. But when you get this information, I always talk to people about this. Talk about social media, revenue. When you can understand how to make money off of what you do, that's when you start getting confident. You're like, bro, I just made $10 playing basketball. That's a fucking miracle, and it is. You just have to know how. And so, the how is the money. I'll go from like whatever pops my head first. Obviously, my favorite is Patreon. What you gotta do is you just gotta list the facts. You're like, how do people make money? And then later you start educating yourself, figuring out how can I make this work for me. That's it. Cause people make money doing the most ridiculous things. Patreon, streaming. Just content, video content, whatever. Video, blog, podcast. Because these are so ad revenue falls under a lot of those things. Affiliate marketing is one of my favorites. The most harmless one. You don't need to be a big shot to make money off that at all. Affiliate marketing, but if you are a big shot, you make more money. Sponsorship. Grants. Then, okay, besides money, then there's just like collabs of all kinds, giveaways. Product placement. Crowdfunding. Angel investor. Look at all these options that people don't use every day.
Take a picture of it after.
Yeah, it's really sloppy. So this, and it's very impractical. Like, okay, no, it's practical. It's just different. So there's entrepreneurial spirit in there, right? So that is why it's so fucking beautiful, because you can carve your own path, which takes a long time. But at least you're working towards something. That is hell. Like, that's the thing. And when I told you, I always tell people, like, when I got my first patron, I fucking lost my mind. I'm like, someone's paying you, bro.
Yeah.
Because they want you to do it. Like, how are you gonna be like? How are you gonna not do it?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
it's like my friend Shane.
How are you not gonna do it? Like, someone believes in you, and they're like, here, take my money, bro. I believe in you. That's crazy. And people believe in me, and I'm like, how are you gonna stop after that? So, those are all if you educate yourself on how this stuff works and start playing with it and setting it up and doing it, and you get closer and you're like, oh, okay, I understand now. And then that's when you start being able to combine, okay, working my ass off, and then now how am I going to monetize working my ass off? These are all the ways. There are probably more. that I can't think of right now. Freelance, gigs, bookings, appearance, speech. Like there's so many different ways, right? So plan C is okay. My plan C is I'm gonna get this job. I'm gonna give a fuck what it is, or you do give a fuck. This is why you would give a fuck, and this is what I did. So plan C. So for me, plan C is Uber, Lyft, all that kind of stuff. I'm still rocking plan C.
Yeah.
Plan B is moving into a higher career path that's closer to what I want. So I'll get into that. So education, doing the thing, self-help is huge. So that if you don't want to have mental breakdowns, so here's the thing. The reason why mental health is important. So confidence, you feel good when you have it. You move fast. You don't hesitate anymore. People who are like, I don't know what to do, or I'm lazy. When you get this all right, you move fast as fuck. I move fast, bro, because I don't crash anymore. So you don't have any more mental breakdowns. When you get it to a really high level, so what happens is you'll start to have less mental breakdowns, and eventually it'll just be like poof. So then say you start to get big. It's a little tough. Like crashing when you're big is kind of tough. If you're Gary Vee and you're like, fuck my life and everything goes to shit, like everything stops. That's why you need mental clarity, especially if you're gonna do something like this. You know what I mean? But even if you have your own family and people are like, well, I can't stop being a dad and going to work because I got food on the table, that's when it gets really hard. But if you have this on point, you're gonna build the correct life. So while you're doing your thing, you're probably gonna get a lot of mental health benefits from studying people and putting it into action and doing stuff with sports. Doing this part to get yourself up and running, play, educate, create all the channels. Even if it's the thing is getting started is more important than getting it right. Like, oh yeah, I launch Facebook, I launch Twitter, whatever, everything that I have no idea what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm branding, but it's a process and people are gonna see it change, people are gonna see it evolve. Because it's not about being perfect, it's about starting, and then people are gonna watch though. They'll watch, I guarantee you, especially because I have an idea of like how people perceive you, people are gonna watch. That's where it starts, and they're gonna see you grow and see you change, and then it'll change from you probably caring to just you not giving a fuck to you just grinding and being like, I don't care what I put out, like I'm just trying to do my best, and then the quality will come over time, because you have to fuck up a lot. You're allowed to fail in this space. You're not getting graded. That's the difference. Okay, so you're doing all that, and what happens in Plan B is this might change your job. So you say like, man, I don't want to work in market basket. Like, I want to try and get an experience. Like this, here's the thing. So there's formal ways to get jobs and experience. Then there's just street smart ways to get jobs and experience. I always talk about this. When you get the thing with street smarts is that you develop them when you do this right. So when you invest in what you like, you have a specialty now, and then you know all it is. And you're confident about it, and your mental health at some point, like, oh, I'm worthy, I'm good enough, like I'm good enough for this shit. Most people don't feel like they're good enough for anything. So when you can do that correctly, you're gonna find a way into a career path that you're gonna like a little bit, or something that's gonna support the A. So Plan C is like the hardcore student getting all my tools ready to move to Plan B. Plan B is, I'm going to find a better job. I might be making some money here now. So that's cool. So I'll give you an example for me. Mine is transitioning from all this Uber contract random shit to being someone who helps people build their online businesses. Do I have a degree? No. Do I have formal education? Zero. So then it's like, well, how do I find my way into the field? When I look on Indeed and stuff, everyone's like, you need a bachelor's, you need an association, you need this, you need that. And I'm like, see, that's when someone plays by the book. Then I'm like, you know what? How many CEOs do I know? And then besides making that realization, it's like, okay, how do I feel? Am I confident? Do I feel like I can do this? Or am I just bluffing? Like, what am I doing? And I'm like, you know what? This is what I do know. And I'm going to just tell them what I do know. Because I know what's more important than that. Because CEOs have a different mindset. because CEOs grind up from the ground. Okay, so the mindset is like, oh, he's ambitious, he has a good heart, and he knows about my company, he knows what he's talking about, and the intent is there. So when I emailed certain people, and I was picky about who I want to work with, I ain't trying to work with everybody, so I work with two very specific companies, Angel and Joanne. She has a dance studio, but she's also into holistic health. And I was like, I know these guys, I know them, they love me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, why haven't I? And now, because I was confused and all this other shit, but I was like, oh, like, why don't I just be like, hey, like, I believe in you, like, I believe in your business and the company, and and then, like, I just want to help you out. They didn't ask me for a resume, they didn't ask me, it's the relationship, it's the who do I know, and what kind of conversations have we had, what skills do I have. All my skills come from Plan C, boy. Okay, if I didn't spend time learning about all of this, well, what am I bringing to the table? Maybe I'm bringing, like, oh, I don't know how I can help, but I want to help because I really believe in you. And you're like, okay. And then that's the story that people don't tell. Because a lot of people don't walk that path. So then you start thinking, like, well, like, who do I know? Who's important and big that I know? Who can either give me advice, that even if it's not directly working with them, like CMA, like talking to someone like that, like, hey, like, I'm confused about things, but now I have an idea what I want to do, and I'm really hungry. And, like, people love seeing the hunger and the drive, because people just want to find other people to believe in, and they want to support them and see them go a long way, right? Or be a part of that success, or look out for you and be like, oh, whenever I think of an opportunity, I'm gonna think of you. Oh, like, Pirak, like, you're doing all this stuff, like, why don't you come do, like, a seminar, or, like, maybe you should host this thing for the kids. Like, that will start happening because you want it, and now you're on people's radar. And that's literally what happened for me. Again, a lot of the education I have, like, fucking off the internet, you know, and real life experiences. So grind here. Plan B will help you open new doors to, like, oh, that's a marketing position, I'll take it. You didn't have a degree for it, but because you were connected to the right people and all that kind of stuff, the same way that I am, I'm literally taking on a marketing position, a business, transactional stuff, setting up websites, running ads, all that kind of stuff, right? That a lot of people go to school for. It's about who you know, not what you know, but you need both. And if I didn't know both, I always say, that's the thing, if you don't necessarily have the skill, but you have the drive, be like, look, I'm going to learn, I'm going to practice, I'm going to do like crazy, and I'm going to help you as best as I can. But, are you going to get paid? Probably not. But you will eventually. But that's the thing, the money's not important. It's me building a relationship, you building a relationship with the people, and then you having a chance to get experience and to fuck up as much as you can. And then be like, oh, I finally figured it out. And then at the same time that you're helping someone else do stuff with them, you can apply it to your personal brand. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm doing both. And I'm like, oh, I learned something from here, I'm going to give it to them. Oh, I learned something practice over here, I'm going to give it to them. So that's why I learned how to do the store thing with the clothes. See, I'm bringing value. I'm learning stuff that I'll learn off the internet. So you'll transition from a basic job to something that's more pre-path, maybe, like, again, sports management. You may not have a degree, but all you need to do is just know people. And then if you're really kind to people, that's all it really is. Because if someone thinks of you, like, I always think about that, like, people in my network know people. So when it makes sense, my name will come up and something happens for me. That's when all that, just word of mouth, it's great, and opportunities will fly in your way, and you might find a job that you like, or 2 part-time jobs, or start getting some freelance gigs to do some cool stuff that you're into, right? And it may not necessarily be plan A, but the plan B are also very important steps to take you to A. So if I want to be someone who can run a business and understand certain things, it makes sense that during plan B phase, I might get a position in marketing. I may not want to do marketing all the time, but I know that that's a skill I need. The same way where plan A requires a good head, a good sense of direction. Do I know myself? So plan C and B, like, I'm still working on the self-improvement stuff, right? So plan C, plan B is when things start to happen. Plan A is when you live your dream. So that's when all this stuff is in place. You're just not compromising shit anymore. Everything's on your terms. And you spent time building stuff up. So when problems start happening here, you had already gone through it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very basic. And that's how life should be, but it's not. It's still, I wrote this, like, I think last year, and it's still accurate. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm here. I'm not necessarily getting paid though. Actually, no, I'm still kind of like I'm in between here. I won't consider myself here until I start getting paid for doing the marketing work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So then I move on to A. So here's the thing about being practical. I don't see myself being a financially successful influencer until years down the road. Years. I see myself doing Plan B for a while.
Yeah.
While working on the side thing and making money from
Yeah.
it, but not a lot. Maybe like a few hundred, maybe like $1,000 or something, but like not where I can live off of it. So until the personal brand comes up, then it's like, oh, okay, now I don't have to do this marketing stuff, and I'm just gonna focus here.
Yeah.
Now I can hire someone to do those things, and I can give them advice, or if they know better, then. So that's what you can do, and we can always go into detail about how to do all those things, because you can do a lot, dude. Like no one understands. Like you can build anything around what you want today. If you want to play sports and you play sports, all you have to do is just add brand and tech into your life. If you can do that, you're done. It's over. Imagine like I'll just throw up like a bunch of random ideas. Like you're just, you're a cool kid. You start to find yourself. So now you're not you today, but you start to become someone like, oh, like, he's fun to watch, like whatever, doesn't matter. Or maybe he's insightful. So you don't have to be entertaining necessarily. You can be like, oh, funny and entertaining. You can be hardcore serious and you motivate people. You can be, wow, everything that comes out of his mouth is just value. Or he's just a good example or whatever that is. That in itself can just take you a long way and support your dream. You know what affiliate links are?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's break this stuff down. So money directly, all this stuff. Once you reach a certain amount of followers, you can run advertisements. Like if you had a podcast about, I can only imagine what you would do. Like everything related to sports injuries. You probably have professional, other athletes come on here. Maybe you're gonna love this talk and you're gonna want to focus in and talk about, if you don't want to go to college and because you become that person, you can make podcasts out of anything, right? Anything, the Cambodia community, sports, and what you think should be different, or like, you know what? I think sports should be more accessible. You shouldn't have to only go to school. That's fucked up. And I'm here trying to make a whole industry. Like I'm like that. I'm fucking crazy, right? So if that ever becomes your ambition, you could do a podcast on that. And then videos, same thing. And other fun content. If people like vlogs, and if you have time to do vlogs, and or you just showing how to do certain things, or like funny videos that, and this is what people don't think about too much, but like all the memes that happen, but usually just come from like original clips of something being serious, right? Like if someone's just dancing really dope and then someone takes like 5 seconds and they throw some words on it and then they make it funny. Like you could do that yourself and then get hella views. Bam, you in. So just things like that. Streaming, just what you're doing, whether you're practicing or you're hosting a game or whatever, and then you do commentary or have someone else do commentary or whatever. I just picture the future of like, you set up a dope game, everyone's gonna watch it. So people who can't make it are probably gonna comment, and if you're hosting, whatever, people could do the whole send bits thing. You can get mad creative, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you really want sports to be your world and like all that stuff. So affiliate marketing is when, and this is for a lot of companies, if you believe in a company of any kind and you're not necessarily sponsored by them, you can go to their website and you look for affiliate. Well, it's usually it's at the bottom, it's like really small, and then you can see what they have, and it'll tell you like, oh, you make X amount every time, blah blah blah. Okay. So if it's like that's one of those ways. So if you're like doing your own content thing, you're like, if you want these socks, like peep the link in the description. They didn't sponsor you, but it's an affiliate link. So then every time people buy, you get a portion. So it's like it costs you nothing, it costs them nothing. It's just stuff that you wear, things that you watch, things that you eat, places that you've gone, games even like G2A. Like if I become like huge and I whatever, it's like, hey, instead of buying a game on Steam, buy a game on G2A because it's cheaper and I get a kickback. Yeah. Mr. Rebates is my favorite because whenever people do regular online shopping, and they sign up under my link, dude, I get residual income. So that means every time you decide to buy anything off the internet and it's on Mr. Rebates and you went through my affiliate a long time ago, every time you make like, you say, I make like 20% of what you make. All the time. And I do nothing. So that's affiliate, and there's a lot of things that work like
Yeah.
that, and people live like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Design, people make businesses out of drop shipping. Like they'll put a design on Redbubble and then be done with it, and then maybe people will run ads on certain things so that they can push a shirt to see what sells, and then they make 10K a month or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
so you could fund your dreams if it's not necessarily building it around your dreams or something, you know. Like there's just different ways to do it. The grants, having yourself write grants and be like, this is why I want to do what I want to do. Community. Here's $5,000. Product placement. And I think of that too. I'm like, if you're cool, some people are just pretty. Some people just look good. They don't have talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just product placement. It's like, oh, like, well, they have mad followers. Like, can I sponsor them? You get mad emails like, yo, you want this for free? Or like $500, $1,000, $1,000, whatever, contract.
Yeah.
So like, it's not impossible. It's really not. And like, the people think people just blow up. It's not like that. It's about time. It's about putting it in, believing in what you're doing, and just keeping it going. And the most important thing for all of that, so for all of this to be successful, besides having talent and making content, is the biggest thing is just communicate intimately with audience. That's it. You know why? Because no one looks at each other in the eyes. No one has real conversations. When you do DMs or comments, people are just praising. You're so cute. No one is bringing value. Zero. But when you do, you're one of those people that stand out. Then they fuck with you even more. They don't even have to care about what you do in life. They're just like, oh man, PD is a good guy. And I know I'm living proof. Because like my streams, here's my business model is all that stuff, but mine is so deep in the sense of my business model is the most pure, non-fucked up one. This is what I mean it. So for a business to work, you need to always make sure that, and this is my marketing teacher said this, they're like, you know, what a business does is they see a gap in the market, they create a product to close the gap, to solve a problem. But they can't make money unless the problem exists. So their product doesn't solve the problem. Or you just have to keep rebuying it, right? Like an iPhone. Why the fuck are we using phones over and over and over? We don't, right? But how do you promote that? Make the tech not last as long so that you have a reason to buy.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's the fucked up model. I'm not into that. I'm into, hopefully I can impact you and change your life. And if I do, and you never watch me again, that's totally okay, because now you're living your best life. People are more drawn, like you're trying to, like when you're lost, you're in games, hanging out, like you're looking for something, and you don't know what. But the thing is, if you're on your own shit, all that stuff will go away. You wouldn't care about playing games, you wouldn't care about hanging out, you're on your grind. I'm into, I don't want Pirak to keep wasting his time and doing this and doing that and doing this and trying to find purpose and being lost. If he is lucky enough to find my content and to be like, and then I somehow get you, like it just clicks and you're just like, wow, I need to get off this bullshit and just start working. And that really happens all the time. So like my close friends don't really pay too much attention to my content because they're on their shit. But the ones who are like, they fuck with me, but they're all confused and lost and broken, they pay attention to all my stuff. Because they need it. It feeds them. And I'm not trying to keep them in the loop. I'm trying to get them to be like, hey, you should do this. Yeah. And I understand that it doesn't always work. You gotta repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, and eventually you penetrate someone. Yeah. And it takes years to penetrate certain people. Mm-hmm. So when I do, so what happens is, because I impact people on that level, and I have the whole Patreon thing. Like I'll give you an example, like Fasal. Whenever, I don't even know when I penetrated her, to be honest, because I didn't know I was a huge deal to her until Andy was like, yeah, Fasal's like this about you and this and that. And I was like, really? I was like, I didn't know she felt all those things. Like, that's crazy. And then like when I launched my Patreon, I think she was the first one to be my patron, and she was like $5 a month. She doesn't watch any of my shit. She doesn't come on the streams. She doesn't do anything, but she believes in it. Yeah. Because I did it. I put in the work already. I made the impact. She believes in the brand, the message, the purpose. And so she doesn't need to keep watching. She knows what she needs to do. She knows what she wants to do. But she also believes in me. So here's money. I don't need to consume your content anymore. Mm-hmm. Not that she doesn't, but ultimately she doesn't. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That's my business model. Yeah. which I think is a long-lasting, crazy, awesome one. That's never gonna die as long as I'm consistent with what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gonna change. So that's what's different for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can get requested to do seminars, to show things, to teach things, to coach, to, if it's not sports, therapy of some kind, if you ever get actually interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Health, because you're like, you know what, I went from eating this to this, and now I'm like this, and I'm like, oh, I teach people. So that's what I mean. It's like your A might be this, and then you might be learning all these different things, and your A could change a little bit. Maybe it's like I do sports all the time, but I also do fitness and like in health, because if you want to do sports, you got to be in health for a long time. I ain't trying to be like those NBA players and shit who only stop when they're 30 something. I'm trying to be doing when I'm 80. Like, have those ambitions. It's possible on some level. That it just trickles into those things, but you'll never know
Until you try something.
until you do that. You don't have to say, well, what about this and what about this and what about the fuck that. It'll come.
Yeah.
Because when you're because here's what this means. If you're working hard on your passion and you're like, damn, I'm mad hungry. Damn, I'm broke. What are you gonna do? Damn, I gotta work more. That the life will teach you, not someone who's gonna nag the shit out of you. So when you notice that you're broke, or fuck, like I feel like shit, and it's like, you know, it's because I'm not buying good food.
Mm-hmm.
That means I gotta grind a little more. I gotta grind more. I gotta work. I gotta get a job, or get more hours on my job, or put in more time for that job, so that I can make money to live the life I want. So what happens is, that's when people are like, you know, your passion's like your best teacher, because it shows you, like, yeah, it's the thing that you love doing, but eventually all this stuff will come into play, but it'll come at your pace.
Yeah.
Not when everyone's saying to have it all prepared and ready to go. It doesn't work that way. So, like for Justin, he's living by his means. Does he have a lot of money? No. But is he okay? Yes. If he gets kicked out, what's gonna happen? Oh shit, I don't have enough money. What am I gonna do? He's gonna work more, because he wants to keep doing what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Jeff. He left his house, so going from cushiony and not having to worry about things, and being like, fuck it, I can't handle this vibe at the house. Y'all don't believe in all this things that I'm doing. I'm out, and all this other terrible shit was happening at home. So he left. It's like, okay, let's see. I'm hungry. I don't have a house, but I can dance. All right, I'm gonna figure it out. Works enough to eventually get a car, to eventually get an apartment. He's been homeless more than once. But that's the thing. It's when I talked about maintenance, it's not like, oh, like I need to wear this kind of stuff. I need to look like this. Nope. Because this was in development first. You don't care about what people think. You don't care about anything. It's just focus on the grind. You do what you love, and this will be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And time will teach you, like, oh, okay, maybe I should start saving up for something, or oh, fuck, this happened. I probably should have had insurance. That is the best teacher.
Yeah.
Like, people are always gonna be like, oh, well, what if this, what if that? Those people, what ifs forever. And like, it's great, and it's giving advice, but I think I'll say mental health first, because it will give, it's the magic toolbox that will be able to teach you to handle everything. When your car gets towed, you'll be fine. When this happens, you'll be fine. When this happens, you'll be fine, because this is correct. And everyone else is like, oh, my fucking car got towed, my day is ruined. Now they waste 24 hours. When you're in the right space, you waste 10 seconds. Then you're going to spend the rest of your time being proactive.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this from personal experience. And I remember sharing it on my story before too. Like, oh, this is what happened to me. And like, I'm going to share with y'all how I deal with adversity. And I think it's a waste of time to have, the thought will come, oh wow, my car got whatever. But am I going to be like, you fucking idiot? You see what you did? You didn't look at the sign. Now you lost $150 and blah, 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 blah. And you don't even have that kind of money right now. That's having an opinion on something that happened. You don't need to do that. You're like, okay, I lost X amount. This happened. Next time, I will look, and I have to work a little more. That is the solution. It's very simple. People don't like to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like, I believe, like the general, and I know all of the practical levels of advice. If you ever want to get into that, where we get to details, and I can help set up a lot of stuff and answer any questions or refer you to certain people. Because that's the thing. Once you're like, if you talk to me and you start getting serious about stuff, and then I can just refer you to people, it just gets easy. Because then you have other people to help guide you and to point in the right direction, to help you out when you need help. Like, I really think you should do pure movement.
Yeah, see, I want to do that too. Yeah, I was wanting to start doing that when, like, with at the same time as what I'm going to go with chat, because he also is going to give me, like, just like a something to get me into it first, and then throughout this talk, I was just thinking of like doing YouTube too, just for fun and all that stuff, and see what happens. Yeah, and then I was writing things down about that because like I know people that know how to set up all this stuff too, and then like they could help me with that stuff. So I should start somewhere, and if like I don't have some kind of contact within 2 months, that's trash. That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
It's a lot. Before all those things, I'm telling you, like, I would just take the break.
Yeah.
Take the break, and then you have a lot of time to think. Now, the fun part. So after you take your break, just figure out how much do I need? Plan A. What do I see myself doing? Oh, I guess, okay, so how to attack mental health is pay attention to your triggers. Pay attention. That's how you learn. If you pay attention to them and then learn how to change them, that's how you do mental health. And then also positive environment. Doesn't always have to be positive environment.
Alright. I'm moving my entire room. I'm going to the attic.
That'd be tight. So yeah, money, plan A, triggers. It's a lot in social.
There's a lot.
Media. So you just have to. That's why I said, like, first get that. The break needs to happen, and then deal with the ramifications. That will give you the skin that you need. It gets easy. And then some perspective. I love to do this to people because they never realize. You have 168 hours in a week. If you're a regular healthy person, you sleep 8 times? It's also 56. 112 hours. You can give yourself a full-time job, 72 hours. Let's talk about commute and domestic shit. We'll say like 15. That's a lot of time to grind. 50, that's more than a full-time job. And that's most people, but they do it wrong. Because they're like, oh, they go out, waste their time.
Yeah.
They watch too much Netflix, or they just do nothing. And I'm like, you have like almost a full-time job / part-time. That's how much more time you have to do something with your life. If you're getting 8 hours and you're driving here and there to work or whatever, you're showering, you're preparing stuff, you're cleaning your house, whatever. It boils down to about 50 to 60 hours a week extra to do something. That's crazy. That's a lot of time. And that's when it gets exciting.
Yeah.
And then even if you are a student and you cut that maybe in half and you like, I spent 30 hours being a student, you still have 30 hours left or 20 hours. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you're tired. And then everything else is wrong. So that's why then it's just like, I just want to chill.
Yeah.
Exactly. But see, when you have that break, then you get to learn who you are and you figure, is school for me? Do I want to do this? And then, or like, yeah, I do, but I'm going to get certain things in place first. You know? So, but you know, you already said that you were like, what is it, something about sports management?
I said that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, see, like that's close to what you want to do. That could be part of what you want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to be someone who can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
That's an influencer. But what I'll be doing is, I'd still be doing this, doing the streams, making the videos, doing the blogs. I'm still going to do the same stuff. I want to travel to other countries and help and see, get perspective, give them books, give them whatever, take people, fucking adopt them. I want to do the craziest shit because people limit everything too much. And then I'll start to learn more. I'm not going to think, oh, what if this, what if that? What if we try to bring a kid and I have to deal with all this legal stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just deal with it and I'll learn. I need to learn. I started thinking about, this is random, like the immigration policy here. I was like, why is it so difficult? Then I would be all passionate and be like, we need to fix the immigration policy. You know, when it really becomes something that I can see and feel, because there's so many problems in the world. Yeah. But when I'm like, you know, if we sped up the immigration policy, then that means we could do this and make this faster and do that. Then I would figure out how to do it, and by that time I have a lot of influence. But yeah, take the break, figure out the money, know what you love, know the tools of how to make money, because it's fucking awesome, and then work on your mind. That's only what 4 things? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's only 4 things: emotions, money, loving your craft and hustling like your ass off, and then learning how to make money doing it.
Okay.
I don't think anything else matters.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else is gonna make everything else matter. That's the hard part. Patience.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that. Like, if you listen to Gary, you're gonna learn a lot. Because a lot of the stuff that I say, you just listen to him like he's your fucking. He just preaches a lot of the same shit. But once you hear it, you're like, oh my god. Like, you're not gonna die if you don't go to school. You'll be fine. You'll live. You're gonna still have the house. You're just gonna have some weird energy.
Yeah.
Suck it up
Mm-hmm.
and learn how to roll with it, because it will pass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so worth it. Instead of going to school for 4 years, 5, 6 years, not knowing what the fuck you want to do and just want to kill yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
That is harder.
Being in depth and all that stuff.
Yup. Trust, bro. The trade-off is so worth it. Hello.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
What's good?
What are you doing?
My dad's side of the family's gonna come over soon, and I'm just having a quick life session with Pirak because he obviously doesn't want to go to school.
Good choice.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't. He wants to do sports.
Hey, oh wait. Is it Justin?
No,
Yeah.
Carla and Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. Push good.
I'm training with me on Wednesdays for that. Come on.
Pardon?
Training on Wednesdays.
Training on Wednesdays for what?
Gym job. You haven't went to gym job, have you?
I can't do anything. I had surgery.
Oh, you just had?
I had surgery like 3 months ago, and I'm still in therapy right now.
Oh, wow.
So I have like a month more of physical therapy, and then another 3 months of strengthening.
Okay.
So
Wait, what happened exactly?
So basically, I guess my shoulder is not strong enough. So like, I did Webster, I think it was. Yeah, Webster, and then like, my arm swung out, so then it popped out, and then ever since then, my like arm's been like grinding. The tissue's been grinding inside, so like I've been having like internal bleeding within like the shoulder part, and like they did surgery on that. So because every time I like swung it out or like did some kind of fast movement with my arm, it would just like hurt for like the next couple of days, and I wouldn't be able to use it. So it was kind of trashy.
I see.
But yeah, when I get better,
Wait, what sports do you play?
I play.
Monster. He's just well-rounded.
Yeah, I should throw like I don't mind like trying any sports, and like getting into any sports in general.
Like a natural talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Shouldn't be doing anything
I
else.
wish you a fast, healthy recovery, bro.
Thank you.
For real. Yeah, man.
Follow my stream. Just kidding. My non-existent stream right now.
It's alright. Take your time.
Yeah.
Geez, easier for me to say than done, because I'm on top.
Yeah.
So,
Patience, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
patience, man.
So I wanted to get food, but it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much. My mom was, as soon as I like woke up, she was like, "Oh, you gotta start cleaning up because family's coming." I was like, so it's my dad's side and probably some people I've never met before. And blah. So that's kind of
That's
taking
fun.
up most of my time.
Nice.
Yeah. Or else I would have been down.
Have you met any of your dad's side?
Yeah, we started to like during the holidays, like fucking like around Christmas and stuff, just like meeting people and whatever. Yeah. I'll probably just see you another time.
You're not a dick.
Oh. Okay, well, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Have fun doing life.
Happy New Year, man.
Love y'all.
Dennis. Happy New Year.
Peace.
Happy New Year.